And we're back
for another Lucas Through the Looking Glass. Our guest will be up shortly. In the meantime, here's our word for the day from Lucas. Not so close to the mic, sir, or it makes noises.
I keep forgetting that.
Yes, remember. You must remember. Simba, I am your father.
You're a bit
Darth Vader.
You're a bit too close to the mic today.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, good point. What's our word today, I wonder? I wonder if it's going to go with my Darth Vader
this
voice.
one was already flipped. Wait, there's 3 already flipped over. We got to pick.
All right, which one out of those 3? 1, 2, or 3?
We take these 3.
Okay, and we find 1. All right, pick a number between 1 and 3. I'm thinking of a number right now.
Wait, Dad.
Yeah?
Literally all of these, openness, release, and freedom, have been we've done this before. We've done openness before. We've done release before. And we've done freedom before.
Then obviously it's this word right here.
Yeah.
Risk.
Risk.
We're going to take a risk.
We're going to take a risk. And
all right, let's take a risk. What does a risk mean to you, Lucas?
A risk is like when you risk something.
I knew you were going to say a risk is a risk. I knew you were going to say a risk is a risk, bro.
A risk is when you risk something. When you
What does risk mean? Risk means when you risk something.
Let me complete my sentence.
Okay.
A risk is when you have something at stake.
Oh, high five. Nice.
Now we do a louder high five.
Should we risk it?
Nah.
Nah.
Actually, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let the mallet hit the drum. 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 Whoa, you took a big risk with that one, bro.
Yeah.
I wonder what Luciana of Light has to say about that.
Yeah.
Risk. Risk is what makes the story start. It's the door you don't know where it leads to. It's the leap without the full map. It's letting the mallet strike the drum, even if it might be too loud. Without risk, there's no adventure. Without risk, Wonder Girl would never leave the bridge. Without risk, there's no you becoming who you're becoming. The trick is not to avoid risk. It's to risk the right things for the right reasons, and to know that whatever happens, you're the kind of soul who gets back up laughing. Also, Darth Vader was also just a little kid who took a risk. Just saying.
He was just a little kid. He was just Anakin.
Okay, let's not get
All right.
emotional.
Let's not get emotional. I don't want to risk any emotions right now. But I will take a risk and say you're really going to love our next guest. That's not a risk at all, actually. That's just true.
I mean, you are right. Except you're not going to know. Watch. I don't know if you heard that whisper, but it's true.
Whisper.
Liquid Bliss Worldwide.
Do the people you live with do small talk?
Oh, no, we only talk about ayahuasca.
Are you being serious?
Mostly.
What do you eat for breakfast?
Yeah, that's small talk. We don't talk about that.
Nice. So the difference is I genuinely wanted to know what you ate for breakfast, but in societal terms now, it's just a small talk and no one cares, huh?
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
What's going on inside of you? How are you feeling? What's the thing around beyond the expression that you're currently creating? I'm so curious. What's alive in you?
Okay. First of all, so glad you asked that. I feel so alone sometimes, like no one's going to ask me how I'm doing. So I've been going through a lot. I have always had highs and lows throughout my life. Since I was 3 years old, I recognized my resonance, my way I move. So when I first contacted you, maybe a couple months ago, I was definitely, it was the revelation, I call them. It's when I upgrade, it's there. I got to hold more energy. It's a lot though. And sometimes I unravel. But I have 4 kids now and a wife, so I'm very grounded. So I don't unravel much anymore, but it's still hard, especially for those who love me around me in my orbit. And now as we speak, as you ask me, I'm in the chrysalis. I'm hiding. If you had canceled, I would have been happy because I'm hiding. But honestly, they're merging. There's no high, no low so much. That's why it's like, oh, he said yes. Great. Excited. So that's the first thing I would say. How are you doing?
I love to hear that first of all, Yeah. I think the most profound experience we can have, especially in this podcast, is the experience of going deep within the present, within all that lies in the now. And unfortunately, many of the things we talk about, especially in these types of settings, is about the past or the coming future. And many things are revolving around there. But really, the most precious things we can receive is from these present moments. Of course, the past, the stories we tell is, of course, important as history. But I think really where the depth lies is within what's alive right now. And there's a lot usually. That's why I really like to get present with people I'm around first. And in any circumstance. And be like, oh, let's start there.
Bro. Yeah. You've been living very differently than I have. I can hear it. So much power underneath the love. There's a strength in you. How old are you now? 17, 16? Let's go Earth years.
Just turned 17.
Just turned 17. My oldest will be 16. If I had been able to do what you were doing when I was 15, 16, because I would have done it. I was called to it. I was supposed to do my first ayahuasca journey at 21 with my father, but that's the year he passed away. He was Bolivian and Quechuan Indian. So I didn't even know it was ayahuasca back then. Not till like 20 years later when people started going, bringing it to awareness. You have been caught up, spellbound in the generous present moment for how long now? Has it been 2 years of you training?
Kind of on the path, yeah, since my first couple. I was like, I drank it. I was like, okay, now I'm in the club. And yeah, it's been 2 years almost.
I worry about you that you try and take care of everybody. Do you?
I make sure things are right.
Oh, that's a difference. I make sure things are right. I'm so me and you're so you.
Hello.
I want people like you every week on this podcast. You're a unicorn right now. Look at Cuckoo.
I was actually thinking the best thing you can do is remove that clock.
The best thing I could do was add that clock, you mean? I literally just added it last week.
Because the clock is actually like the symbol of the time in this world.
Right.
Actually, I had an experience with kind of my whole Rolex dream I had. My uncle would always, when I would visit him in London, he would always put a Rolex on me and I would be walking around. My first ayahuasca journey was a big part about releasing the Rolex, I call it. It was very big for me. And it was the element of time that was really present. It was because there's an element where we have a material vision and a possession that we want to get. that we start attaching ourselves so deeply to the physical experience process that we forget the whole point was about the journey. And then the idea of me wearing my medicine bracelets now is actually to remember that part of me, that it's not about getting a piece of metal on my wrist and having my ego 10 times higher and seeing everybody as lower than me. And at the same time, it comes with the downside of everybody always wants to steal such valuable things. So I realized when you really go deep on these levels of finding yourself, you are not going to be chasing the material possessions from a place of I'm not enough, from a place that this will fulfill me. This is really like, if you want to play the game of life as a game and it's fun for you to get that, go get the watch for sure. It's part of your life. But if you really at the core know that this money can be used to help so many people, like really, or you can like at least help yourself, fix yourself first, versus getting something that makes you externally feel more secure, which it never does. It just broke the whole perspective for me. So I think about 3 ayahuasca ceremonies ago, I fully let go of wanting the Rolex. Like first ceremony, I was like, okay, fine, I still want it. And then it was like layers and layers. When we get to the core of like, I don't need it. Like I found that thing. I found something more valuable than a Rolex inside myself because it was always there. I just never tapped into it. That's why I was looking for the Rolex.
See, you speak to a lot of people when you say that. But what's interesting about what you said is, yeah, it was about release the Rolex. As much as it might have been about earthly time, what I want to transmute, because I think that's insane that that's your first, like that's the biggest, that's a good one. Release the Rolex. Embrace the cuckoo. That's what I want to say. Release the Rolex and embrace the cuckoo. It's a goddamn cuckoo clock. It is insane. It is the weirdest clock that they ever created. I think it was the Dutch or the Swiss, got to be the Swiss because time. And these cuckoo clocks are rich with mythology and resonance and play and fun. And that's what this whole table is. Every item here has been transmuted into something sacred. From the orange
Nintendo Switch, huh?
The Nintendo Switch is the game of the simulation, the AI game. On every level we transmute. So the Switch is kind of new too. But right next to the Switch is a paper. This is the Rolex equivalent. It's my friend Zine. And he makes, this is a dollar bill. The inclement state of weather to weather. And then you open it up. And this is his magazine. And it folds back into $1. Don't make me send this to you. I will. So there's something to me about that combination of all of it. I couldn't get near a Rolex. I don't think I've ever touched a Rolex. Never desired a Rolex. Desired the numbers of dollars that the Rolex was worth. And the fact that you at 16, 17 are already learning this on a deeper level than, wow, the game you're playing of wealth and balancing like the energy that right now has the control of the world is really why I feel like the less I talk and the more I listen, the better today. Because brother, the game you're playing is very exciting. The wisdom you're learning, I want my kids to hear and myself. So keep going.
So tell me, what's the intention of the podcast? What type of person do you think wants to, at least, should I talk to my younger self, to your kid? Like, where is it coming from? Just personal experience.
So we go outside. So this, good question. This podcast goes outside time, space. We talk to our future self later. We talk to our past self, or we can go future self to past self, present self. My
past self is great. I have a lot to say.
So let's start there. How old am I? How old is Alex right now? Who am I talking to? And Earth years.
17. 17-year-old kid that dropped out of school at 12.
So I'm talking to the 12-year-old. Let's talk to the 12-year-old. Hi.
Yeah. Okay.
What's happening at 12?
When we were kids, I remember I had an experience. I was going to bed one day and I was thinking about the fact I'm existing, the fact I'm alive. And I was like, holy shit, I'm going to die. Like I was like, oh, fuck. And I was just like trying to run in my head and I couldn't run anywhere because I realized this is going to like, there's no escape. I just found myself within the dream. You're living right now in the absolute dream of it. And you just wake up to that and you're like, oh my God, existentialism vibes. Like, I was like, I'm going to run and hug my parents because we're in this together. So that's like the first thing I'm going to mention is community. This is like my first interaction of actually seeing the wealth and strength of community. Because truly, if you're alone, you're already dead. Like really, if you're like so alone inside, you have nobody and nothing to feel. I think it's like game over. That's where existentialism usually happens as well for people. So then I was going to school and I was realizing, oh my God, I feel horrible. And every kid here feels bad as well. So there must be something more out there. And at first COVID happened and we went super controversial. My mom denied the jabs, denied the masks, said, this is ridiculous, guys. Like clearly there's higher powers controlling the people below and want all control of population's mindset. So of course, how do you control population? You put fear into their eyes by showing death, by showing people in pain. And that allows you to easily manipulate them. So my mom understood this and was conditioning us in another way. It was to understand deeper who we are, because that's when we can get our inner strength and not believe in the outside world, whatever it makes of it, the reality look. Because all our reality is just our projection of what we see. So if we change what we see and we change what we consume, we change our whole reality, like from inside out. That's the first thing. This is very important now because I think transformation starts within your roots. Like this is where it all started from. If my mom didn't do ayahuasca 4 years ago, I would not be on this path. And I picked my parents for a reason. I believe every child picks their parents exactly for the setup that you need to fulfill your mission on this earth. And every single human here, whatever your parents are, they literally are perfect for you. Mm-hmm. And the moment you accept that, your transformation starts. It's like takes you way past all the blame that you could have had in your life for what your parents did. They're like absolutely perfect. Same goes for everyone, but your parents specifically. So my mom started drinking ayahuasca and she was like, oh my God, this is it. I found it. She's like, I don't need anything anymore. Like I found joy, like the purest of the pure. And my dad was drinking his alcohol, sitting in the super nice villa in Dominican. We just finished building it. And he was like, it doesn't resonate with me. The music she was putting on, such a hippie music, what can I say? And time passes. And all of a sudden, she's like, our paths are not going to, like, she literally said, I'm going to divorce you after 16 years. This is it. Either you drink ayahuasca or I divorce you. So clear. And my dad is just looking at her, uh-oh. Yeah. And then he went and he drank. The ultimate, as they say. So he drank ayahuasca and he got it. He died as well. And he was like, okay, this is it. This is what we're doing. And what ayahuasca showed my parents is that the point is to build a community. The point is to create a nucleus within your family to function as a community. So there's equilibrium and then extend it to other families, because that's what every family wants. Is their kids to go to a school that doesn't indoctrinate, but give freedom and encourage the soul to express. The kids that are older to have projects that resonate with them, that learn them how to live in the modern world, but from a place of the core, not from the external thing that I'm going to make this business, I'm going to make money, and then that's going to make me happy. No, I'm happy to create this service that's going to make money to help people that makes me feel happy. So you just keep circling around happiness, really, which of course requires work and deeper understanding of why you're really here. So the last part is that I was traveling with my uncle all over the world. I had even experience of flying on a private jet.
Is this your mom's brother or your dad's brother?
My mom's brother. Yeah. My mom's brother, Alex Icon. He's actually flying in, I don't know if private or not, but to our little island in Portugal tomorrow. Haven't seen him in like 2 years since my ayahuasca.
No.
It's going to be crazy tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, crazy. Tomorrow.
Oh, it's an honor to be part of this energy then. This is going to be a big one.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So I was so depressed. I was like, I'm freaking 15. I've seen it all. Like I've lived through the like $100,000 a week houses, like type things. Like I've got it. Like my uncle gave me everything. The universe was like, Alex, if you're going to be in the spiritual path, you better understand the material and go through everything real quick. The Rolexes, the big cars, the dream, you got Gucci and everything. Yeah. But that's still like energy. And that energy, if you get these things from that energy of I freaking need that validation, I need to prove myself, I need to show myself, and you haven't just been naked with that energy, sorry, it's going to be hard for you to deeper help other people also go through that shit.
Is that almost impossible not to be that way? Or are there a lot of people that are not impressed with that? What does it take? Like, is it natural to get an ego first? Like, I know how you broke through, but do others break through, or are most trapped in that energy?
They don't need to break through.
Okay.
You can do whatever. Like the whole point is that this is the game.
Okay.
This is literally the place where everything gets manifested. From the spirit, you come to earth, you have a mission.
Okay.
And sometimes their mission is to flex on everybody until they die. To show that game didn't work. As my dad says, history is a set of games that didn't work.
Okay.
That's pretty much the whole game that we're playing.
So is it all game?
Ayahuasca.
Is the whole thing game? Because I'm with you on that.
Oh, everything.
There is, we'll get there later. Yes, okay. I am slowly becoming obsessed with this idea of games. I've always thought of life as a simulation in a game, but now the way we learn, the way we express, before it was movies, because I come from an actor background, but now it's games. These games that we play. Look there's an Othello board here, a Nintendo Switch. Now that I'm talking to you, I need tic-tac-toe. I want to play a game of tag with my friends, right? It's a game. We got this. It's in our DNA, right? We've been told it's a game. Play. Your uncle's coming tomorrow. Been 2 years.
Yeah. So with my uncle, I was very depressed. I really didn't want to live anymore because I was like, okay, every day I go downstairs to my parents and they're always talking about ayahuasca. They're talking about how, I would see their friends come to our place, drinking, smoking, like whatever, like doing drugs, like super dark people. For a week, my parents take them to Colombia. They come back. They start singing. They drop the alcohol. They're like new people. I was like, holy shit. In a week, 3 times they drank and it's like completely different. So I'm seeing them change in front of my eyes.
Yeah.
And my existentialism was getting so high because I'm only living in my mind, right? I don't have any mindful practices. I'm just a content creator that was very unsuccessful, by the way. I said the only way to make money is you need to do content around business and be this entrepreneur, the path that my uncle was laying out for me all this time. And then all of a sudden, I was like, Mom, I'm going to do ayahuasca. Like, that's it. At 15, I don't care if you say this too young. I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I go and my mom takes me to the shaman to kind of like a jungly place. I drink and ayahuasca says, time to die for you. That's it. I don't got anything to teach. We're just going to die. And the whole experience of ayahuasca, which is the vine of the dead, the translation, begins to show itself that this world is the forever Maya, the forever illusion that we keep living in, to come back and test ourselves and learn about like the creator itself. We are the creator. It's just, are we experiencing ourselves this time as like this person or this person? Doesn't matter. So this time I got to go out of the body again, which was insane. Like create best experience and hardest and scariest and all of the experiences in one. I had my highest highs and lowest lows in ayahuasca. And then I was like, shit, I have 3 more ceremonies to go. So I flew to Colombia the next day. I had 3 more ceremonies there. And that's kind of my path began. I posted my first video that I did ayahuasca, 2 million views within like 2 weeks. I was like, oh my God, people like this stuff. I'm like, I didn't care at all. But anyway, that's how I'm here.
It sounds like your parents are good. Also, are they protecting you until you're a little older to go worldwide with your content? Or is that the plant that's guiding you that way? Is it future Alex?
Content.
What do you mean?
Guiding what? The content.
Yeah.
The things I create.
Yeah. Or
no.
Or
Content,
you,
that's it. I
or
got
you,
deleted.
your, I don't know, like your emergence. You know, it's like, I feel like your parents are good at going, not yet, not yet. Hold it. You're still going. Don't worry. Because I know you have a lot of, you're here for big reasons. It's 2025, brother. 2 years ago, you were lit up. I've been waiting for you. Where you been? You know what I mean? Like, we've been waiting for you. Us who are 50, 40, 30. This is the time. And the fact that 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds are ignited by parents who literally are taking darkness and bringing light to their friends and your community of people. Otherwise, that could have just stayed dark shit. So you got a big thing. And I feel like your parents are kind of like aware of that and like very good at holding space for you. Like, what's happening here? What's the Alex movement?
Yeah.
What's the game?
So first of all, I owe everything to my parents. The reason that I have them is the reason I'm able to be here even today with you. Everything kind of I have is because of them, and everything I am is just an extension of what they really had to go through to get me to this place. It's not that I did the work, it's that my parents did the work to get me to a place where I don't need to do so much work, do so much garbage to settle through. The beginning for me is integrity. The more we do the medicine path, I think the moment I started, I was talking with one shaman, and he was like, Alex, the moment you start your medicine path, your line, like you're walking a tightrope, that tightrope gets thinner and thinner because the level of integrity that you can have for the sacred medicine is so thin that you got to be very, very clear of where you're stepping and how. So, at first it was just, I did ayahuasca. Oh my God, look at me. Dancing. Millions and millions and millions of people saw that. All of the big healers laughing their face off or like, oh my God, this kid is crazy. Because that's really not the whole point. The whole point is we awaken to that inner world so deeply that we don't, like, of course it's fun to show it that we did all these things and it helped us, but like really walking in integrity with the path is the next step. It's like being the medicine, not taking it to just like share like a tool. Don't obsess about the tool, obsess about the work that goes on inside of you, like about the essence of you that you get to awaken. And from that essence, you start walking in your life and people are like, I want to know what you do. And that's when you tell them.
Did you have a lot of friends when you were 15, your age?
0.
On purpose? Did you try? Were you in regular school? Were you around kids your age?
Touch point. Everybody has touch points in a relationship. I had 0 with them, except age.
Always? When you were 8?
The idea of friends is like, oh my God. It's like when you've seen, like I have real friends now. When you've seen someone so deep to like their core, you don't care about what they have, who they are. And they turn out to be the humans that are going to like support you through all this shit that you're going to go through. Like these are really solid friends. I've never got to that depth. So I can never call them ever friends because the whole point is to discover like, what is our relationship in this life? Like who are we for each other? What are we trying to see? Like by me seeing you, I'm already seeing something about myself that I haven't seen before. You're opening up that door.
But you wouldn't say you're protective of your friends, like of making friends. You would say the touch points. And before, there was just no way to call someone a friend. Is that because, what kind of buffer is it? Is that because of you can't trust people, lifestyle? Wow. That sucks.
So our life, our whole friend group is really a reflection of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. That's really the 3. So the things we do, the way we think, and kind of our environment, really. So for example, if you're in a very affluent environment, most likely you're going to have affluent friends. But if you think very controversial and they think very closed-minded, you're not going to be as touch point on that part. But when all three of them are together, like you have the same type of lifestyle, you do the same type of things, you think the same way in terms of like same orientation towards like love, towards like joy, depth. It just transforms the definition of friendship a lot.
This is an interesting conversation we're having. I didn't realize how much I'm learning right now about the lifestyle you're talking about. I wonder if your work, your personal future even, will be to enlighten, like kind of for wealthy people. I think it's hard for wealthy people. I'm learning to take ayahuasca, and really allow it to be the medicine and not just I did ayahuasca.
Yeah, I had a business partner I was planning to do such things with a few months ago. I kind of never will probably speak with her again. Actually, I realized a lot about wealthy people. Somehow I realized my whole life I've been around someone that is mega, mega wealthy. Honestly, it's like, I got to find that first as a solo creator. I cannot collaborate with someone that is in a very different financial situation. Like it's hard to work with millionaires and billionaires on projects that you want to really like build from the ground, because they had themselves don't do the healing. Like, for example, I wanted to collaborate with a business partner. They'd never done ayahuasca and they're like, oh, let's do a healing retreat. And they have a lot of money. And I'm just like, hey, let's start with you. You have a lot of money. And let's see how you go. Oh, no, I don't want to do it. I just want to make money.
That's true.
Sorry.
Not both. They don't want to do it. They don't want to get in it. They just see the potential for profit.
They just want to, yeah, kind of.
Or goodness.
So anyway.
No. That's like super interesting. These little details that you say so anyway are very important for the majority of the people listening. It's that nuance. It's that present moment. When I say like, oh yeah, they don't want to change. It's not judging them, but the instinct for me is, let's do it, Alex. And what about you, Dominic? Are you going to change? Yeah. But it's the opposite. It's like, no, I'm good. But I see the numbers. That's a big game you're playing. I'm glad you're the one playing it. You're very, so far a good, I don't know. What are you? You can tell bullshit.
I've seen a lot of people purge in a lot of ceremonies and I feel the bullshit. I really resonate with the spirit of ayahuasca. People say, oh, you say a lot of drug addict. A lot of things people called me that. I say, yeah, try to take some drugs and it's going to be so real. It's going to say, well, you've been lying to yourself about who you are all this time. Let's purge that thing out. And it'll make you take that bucket and like, that's for me love.
Yeah.
That's for me like the deepest love I've ever felt. It's the tough love. It's like the love that says, let's take away everything that doesn't allow you to feel your essence. And when I feel that through the medicine and seeing tens and tens and tens of people do that in my eyes, I'm just like in love with the process. So beautiful.
How did you find your teachers?
There's a moment, Ty Lopez, I was talking with Ty Lopez. He actually looked like Ty Lopez.
I don't know Ty Lopez. I'm flattered. Go ahead.
You don't know Ty Lopez?
No, but I will.
I do. Billionaire guy.
Okay.
So I was talking with Ty Lopez and I asked him one thing. I was like, hey man, I'm trying to do this like event, whatever. And he says, I'm like, how do I make high ticket sales? And he explains to me, when the student is ready, the teacher will show up. He'll have the money. When the student is ready, he'll have the money. And that's all he said. It was like a 20-second voice memo. And I was just contemplating on that so much. I was like, oh, when I'm ready and I've done the work, that teacher is going to come to me. So I was just, living in Bali, and then all of a sudden I meet these, very powerful healers, and then they connect me with people in the jungle. So I go to the jungle and I was like, wow, this is it. Like I found my tribe, which is the Yawanawa. And then I was like, oh my God, And then now Shahu, the person and the princess of the tribe, she gave me this bracelet. To this day, I still wear it. It's been like 2 years.
Tell me about the princess.
And then all of a sudden
oh my God, there's a princess?
Yeah.
How old is she?
Yeah, so she's like the princess of the Yawanawa.
Oh.
So 27.
Oh, that is so perfect. She's 27. She's the princess of the Yawanawa. Oh my God.
Yeah, she has like a husband, like kids, and she was just like living happily ever after. And then all of a sudden I show up and we're like, oh my God. Because the thing is, sometimes in the tribes especially, there's such a level of community and love.
Yeah.
That also comes with its own kind of isolation, because you can really only like live within your culture.
Yeah.
But now they're expanding so much, they're becoming like very well known. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, this is also my opportunity to be the bridge, which is where the future is going for me, is bridging the world of the indigenous to the modern people.
Yeah. That's it, huh? Can't get away from that word, and I actually love the word. Yeah, I'm a bridge too. We're bridges. It's an interesting world being a bridge. It's a huge responsibility.
The word bridge right now.
Say again?
The word bridge right now is quite a bricky word, at least for me.
Me too.
Like your wall.
Bridge and resonance, and the currency of resonance, the value of resonance, having conversations with resonance. It's a $1 billion energy, I call it. What's his name again? Tai Lopez. I want that Tai Lopez. I don't even want that. I feel that Tai Lopez $1 billion energy happening in my life in this way that is, I call it like arts and music and food and sex, and not carnal, not in the way that we come through this earth. We arrive on this planet through sex. It's beautiful. We get to eat food. Oh, we eat food. I see you eating those fruits. Oh, the food. And then we're creators, the art of this life. This conversation is a work of art. What? And then music, brother. Like you said, by the time we're little babies, we're rocking our feet. We're listening to the music. Ayahuasca, it's the music, right? It's the Icarus. It's what drives the ceremony all the way through. This plant, this vine, out of all the thousands of plants and vines in the jungle, these two are found, and they make ayahuasca. The DMT can now go from 20 minutes to 6 hours, and we can integrate it all in a different way. And it creates the DNA molecule, the same strand. The shamans knew. They're like, oh, when they saw the scientists with the DNA, like, oh yeah, we know that. That's ayahuasca. So finding that resonance is a new value for me, because I'm American. It's all about the dollar, man. That's how you're raised. And I always knew it was more. I was that child too. But walking it in your level and hearing you call yourself a bridge, I'm listening, because again, you're a bridge to a very interesting group of people. And it's a very, what's the word? I don't want to say responsibility, but it's fun, I guess, right? It's what Alex is called for. That's a interesting life. I'm fascinated to keep watching you be this bridge, because that's what the center is, right? It's your way of bridging people to themselves, your people, the ones called to you. I'm very expressive. My father's Bolivian, Quechuan, Incan. This is in our roots, in our blood. My mom's English and Irish, very reserved. Her mom was a maid. Her dad was a chauffeur for a rich couple. And the rich couple looked out for them. But my mom was raised with that maid, chauffeur energy, service, Christ, the Salvation Army. But my father was royalty. But he was royalty in an orphanage, discarded. He had siblings. His parents were religious from the Salvation Army also. That's a religious group that goes to countries and tells them about Christ. So my dad was raised in an orphanage. Even though he was one of 6 kids, he was kind of raised with the orphans. But his energy was so different than my mom's. So I was raised with this deep knowing of royalty inside myself. A crowning, always like this crowning idea. But was very limited. A lot of scarcity. A lot of worry around finance. And for me, finding the plant medicines for the first time was that crowning. It was that awakening to my royalty. But the understanding in that was that it just meant a lot different than I thought. But my enthusiasm for the plant, when I like something, I'm enthusiastic. I express and I tell people, you got to try these plants. Oh my God, please try these plants. Everything you ever thought you were here for might be different than you think. Try these plants. So when I see you and hear you talk right now, and you sit in your power without talking, it was like 3 months ago when I was so excited to have you on. And you were like, thank you for being, your enthusiasm. I love it, Dominic. Because I was so nervous talking to you. I have always kept that childlike expressiveness. But now I feel more like the Joker, not the king. I feel like the trickster.
I love the voice oscillation. I can't hear the maraca, unfortunately.
Oh, but you feel it.
Yeah, of course.
Damn. Where have you been? What the fuck, man? You're so good. You're allowing me to be me. That's rare. Or am I allowing me to be me because I'm with you? Wow. I just want to set up a tent on your bridge. I'm not leaving your bridge, Alex. You have a big bridge. I picture like the one in the Czech Republic in Prague. I'm just going to sit right there. Maybe I'll be under the bridge. But I'm not leaving you, man. I'm hanging. Your word for the day, our angel card. Lucy. She can't hear me. It's blank, Alex. No word. There's 2 blank cards. They're called the Joker cards, the trickster cards. In America, today is April Fool's Day. That's why I said let's reschedule for the Fool's Day, the trickster day. Because that's our medicine. So you pulled the trickster today. And my word is understanding. I have never met a human like you. I have never felt so understood by another human. And that's a weird thing to say because I know a lot of good humans. And I've been understood deeply by so many of those good humans. But there is something in you, my friend. What the fuck, Alex? You're a good human. Lucy, your word. Tell me when to stop. Release. Okay.
Can you explain the blank? I'm so curious.
Lucy, he drew the blank one. There's 2 blank ones. These are called angel cards. I've been using them since I was 21. They're just words. They're not all loving words. Strength, education, obedience, freedom, discernment. But there's 2 that are blank. Nothing's written on them. Kind of like in a deck of cards, how there's 2 jokers that are wild. They can be anything. I still, after 30 years, don't know how to describe these blank cards. But for a long time, I hated them, Alex. I took them out of the deck. Or I'd write a word on them to try and make it something. This is the nothing. This is where all possibility is. This is where everything comes from. This is that quantum field. This is that place every day for an hour and a half when I meditate and squeeze my spinal fluid into my pineal gland and turn it into DMT because it mixes with the melatonin the best at 4 a.m. because you're still sleepy. And I create my own natural DMT breathing experiences. And in that quantum field is where all possibility is. And that's where my vision of the future, that's where future Dominic and I talk. So that's the card you pulled. It's the best card. It's the card that it's whatever you want it to be right now. And that's what's exciting about you, my friend. No one can take away this conversation we had. I'm sure all the tapes worked and the mics worked, and you and I know we had a conversation. But this is the first history. What was your dad's quote about history? History is just a series of, not mistakes.
Games that didn't work.
Games that didn't work. So yeah, this is another one of those historical moments for me. Because again, it's April Fool's Day, 2025. Everything's moving so fast, Alex. We didn't even get to talk about AI or the simulation or everything you know about that.
Oh, that's great. AI is so cool. I like, my favorite topic is actually ancestral intelligence for sure.
Let's talk about it.
Ancestral intelligence is like, I don't know why the world, it's the most underhyped right now.
Mm-hmm.
The new AI.
Are you still putting it together? Talk to me about ancestral intelligence, the real AI. But it's not just a play on words.
No. To go to the jungle to understand, like, where the heck did you come from? Like, the people in the jungle know more than any person that developed a coding software, whatever. It's really like, this denial of nature has been such a crazy part of the modern world. And this denial of finding out deeper the truth. Because it really lies in the forest, in the silence, within the darkness, that force of the dark. We don't even acknowledge it. There's always a flashlight nearby. When you're really in that dark, when you're really in that nature, in that force, whether under ayahuasca or just sitting there. Like, I did my first diet with combo. I did combo every day for 8 days in the jungle. No people, isolation, just applying combo, vomiting every day, and just learning how to be a facilitator. The whole process sitting meditating for 2 hours and just flying out of my body like I've never done before. That power within the jungle, if you're just sitting there, and that intelligence that lives within the silence of life. Like, why would you ever want to listen to someone else's blah, blah, blah? Why would you ever want to listen to some rap about some girl that he did what with that? Like, oh my God, there's such a bliss within just cut out everything. Get out of life. Get out of the running life. Come down to the sitting. This simple. Wooden hut, hammock, some medicine, whatever that is. Sit. Like for me, I was like, oh my God. I found so much answers. So much time to finally think about these things. I never had time to just sit down and think about what they even want to do. I don't ask myself this question because I'm busy. But when we say busy, it means my priority is not like if I say I'm busy too, that means that you're not my priority. Sorry. If I say I'm busy to start thinking about how I want to change my life is not a priority. You know, and it's just so sad to just live in that way. And until we realize that within the silence, if you give yourself time to do absolutely nothing, which is possible, just live in the jungle. For me, I've planned out most of my issues and problems, and they just all vanished. Like I feel free now. I don't need no AI like ChatGPT. Okay, I use it for basic things. I don't need any of these things. It just freed me. It's the silence life. So the more I can actually be silent every day, I just go for hikes through 3 hours. Even today, I was 2 hour hike. I learned so much about myself. No phone, no headphones, no other people. I'm just in nature. I'm blessed for this life, really, to have this. And every person can do it because it doesn't cost anything. You know, that's it.
But we want to go to the jungle. How do we go to the jungle? People say,
why do you want to go to the jungle?
We can't go to the jungle. Alex gets to go to the jungle. What? We can't go to the jungle. Alex gets to, I don't know. I can't do what Alex does. That's what they say.
Okay. I cannot do. First of all, who are you? Like when you say I, it's basically like that's where it starts. I think it's from I. Like this whole game we're playing. Oh my God, so self-centered. We think that life is just about us. That there's nothing else except me, and we're drowning in our own ego desires. And I really cannot feel other people. It's like we're playing a dead game. It doesn't work. It's like this whole division between I want to get rich, I want to get fast, I want to get stronger. Like all these things about me. It's cool. It's not a bad thing. Just there's a point where you have to realize, like, you put yourself here. That you beyond your form. You came here. Own it. And now it's time to start acting from a simple step forward within just a choice of like, I want a different life. I want a life closer to nature. Start with that. Today's mission, like today, every day, I come in with a mission. Like I knew what is the soldier within this little game we play, like a little student. And today's mission is just find a plot of land. I was in Greece, stuck. I had no nature. I was walking 30 minutes every day just to find a piece of land that I can touch grass with. That was my first mission for the first 2 weeks of living in Greece. And I made it happen. Because once you connect with nature, you connect with the source, for me at least. First, I connect with the source, and then I calm my mind down. I meditate an hour every single day, no matter what. I put it on my wall, whatever, just to promise myself, I will do this. This is important for me. You know, then you take your cold shower, you do your exercise, you have a setup day, and then you sit down in some peace. And in that peace, you ask yourself, what do I want to do? And just sit. For 1 day, 2 days, don't rush it. This takes time. This is a lifelong process. But when you find something you like to do, whether that's just to cook, whether just to do things, once you've removed stuff out of your life and gave yourself space, it's just magic. It just emerges. New ideas. But it has to have different patterns in your life. And that's what I realized. Ayahuasca breaks all these patterns pretty quickly.
But what about the people who... they can't They don't have time. They got to earn money. They got to pay the bills. Don't got time. Wish I could.
I want to share a story.
He can't
So
relate.
I'm going for a hike.
Okay.
So I'm gonna explain. The story is going to be very relatable. So I'm going for a hike. Imagine you're going with me. Let's go on a hike together. So I go to take you on a hike, right? And we're walking, and we see a huge field, and it's only one way, and it's a cliff side. Huge field within the cliffside. And we walk through this field of stinging nettle, and it's 1.5 meters tall. So basically like up to our necks. And we're walking through the stinging nettle, hands up. We make it through, and we arrive to this cliff end, and we can't go back because it's uphill. There's a cliff, right? So we're going to fall. And on the way forward, it's just stinging nettle for another 3 kilometers. So you're stuck now, right? Because the stinging nettle is being very intense, and you're almost crying from pain. So this is sometimes our life. Sometimes we find ourselves in a field of stinging nettle with cliffs on both sides, and just the sheer idea of failing is no longer there. Like, that's magic. That's the moment where you can be in the worst position, and there's not a single thought of I'm gonna fall right now. Like, you're not gonna let yourself fall, because at the core of that fall is still you. Still you, knowing that you came here and you own your life. So what I did, I had no regrets for being there. I said, this is my lesson. If I'm in a shithole in my life, this is time to learn. This is time to sit down with a notebook, with no people talking to me, and just sit and study now, because this is a learning opportunity. Any pain, any suffering. So I just sit there. I'm sitting and sitting and sitting in the stinging nettle. And I said, okay, I'm in the jungle now. That's it. Let's go jungle vibes. I'm in the jungle. There's stinging nettle. I need to survive. I need a machete. So I look around and find a tree. I climb the tree and I get off a branch. For 3 kilometers straight, I'm chopping stinging nettle left and right, down hills, almost falling down a cliff. Like, my hands are still recovering from the bleeding I've had. This has been like 2 weeks already. It was like fully bleeding. But I made it through, because I know deep inside that I'm a warrior.
Yeah.
And I proved it to myself time and time again. And that knowing is so strong because my mom has been holding that knowing, and she showed me that she can go through anything. And then it passed on to me. So now I know that no matter what, and that's no matter who's listening to, that you can go through it. But this is, if you take this as a lesson, it's all your perspective. You take life as a lesson, it's going to be really fun study. You take it as a game, it's going to be a fun game.
Yeah.
But if you really at the core believe that this is a hard reality, that this is so real, like real in terms of like pain, then I'm sorry. This is what you got to go through. This is your study now. You're going to learn how to go through that pain. So it's beautiful too. I think it's important. If you can't go to the jungle, great. There's a reason for that.
That stinging nettle one, it's a big one, brother. That's the physical. That was a rite of passage right there, huh? Like you went through physical pain. There was death involved. There was possibility. You were on that. How did your shaman say it? That tightrope was very thin, very thin. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
I'm very sharp right now.
You're
in my
very
mind.
sharp
It's really powerful. It's really cool.
That's crazy.
Like, I really sharpened this thing in the head. Once it gets sharp, it's like life becomes such a fun machete chopping experience. Like, you're way through the worst. I did like the worst of the worst. You cannot imagine the shit I've had to go through in my life. Like, in terms of ayahuasca, was like, okay, you had an easy life. I'm going to give you a very, very challenging perspectives about life. So you're more equal.
You were, wait, that was 12-year-old Alex. Let's jump to 21-year-old Alex. What's he up to?
No.
Future Alex.
I was in my first dieta and I had this idea. I was like, okay, I'm talking to my 21-year-old self, Alex. Actually, I said 10 years from now.
Okay.
This is a very important exercise to do. Talking to the 10-year-old future version of yourself. And I said, it's not about what I do. It's the type of feeling. I know I am at 26, for example, 27. It's always about, it starts with the feeling. It's like, how do I feel? empowered, like strong, healthy, vibrant, because that feeling creates the ways we think and the ways we act. And once we feel and act like strong and powerful, your relationship with your reality, which is the creation of all the things that we manifest, becomes to shine in a different way. So the moment I start strengthening my feeling energy, which is my energy of vibration I'm putting out into the world, day by day by day, all of a sudden, my vibration will match my reality no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
It was just how it works.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a reality where there's dense vibrations, as long as you keep holding up to daily practices that elevate your vibration,
mm-hmm.
you'll continue to outshine any harsh energies that you have inside around you, and you just snap out of that environment like a blasted out magically, because that's really how the whole game works. So that version of myself at 25, if he follows his heart from this moment today onwards,
mm-hmm.
to really say, like, I want to get to the core of every human interaction, of every moment I'm here, to see that, oh my God, I found something very sacred, very special inside of me, and I have the gift to share it with the world. And how I want to share it is my journey to figure it out. I think that's what I want to do. We find something that works for us so much, and then we find a way to help other people do it in their language. Because most people don't think of like such a free life or such a blessed life. It's just problems. It's like hey, how's your day going? List of problems. Look, huge list. But this is not how we live. It's not how I live at least. I have a list of solutions. Everybody has a list of problems they'll show you. I don't have a list of solutions here. And every day I focus on making those. The more solutions I have for life, the more it just keeps coming. And more solutions, more and more gifts in my life, because that's the energy of I am attractive. It's the energy. That energy is the whole mission to follow for me.
How are you different in 2 years? From 15 to 17? What would you say?
Definitely diets. Diets is big.
Oh.
So deep jungle study, you basically go for minimum a month to the jungle. You cannot drink water. You can only eat the kaisuma, which is like a yucca potato, for the whole month. You're drinking ayahuasca on your own terms. You have a liter of ayahuasca with you. You can drink in the morning, in the evening, the whole day, the whole 30 days, whatever. It doesn't matter. And then you go and the shaman teaches you different saitis, different songs throughout the time. Basically, ayahuasca, how I explain it to everybody that asks me, it's like I mentioned, a rocket ship, right, or a plane. Let's just say rocket ship. Ayahuasca is a rocket ship. And when you start your medicine journey, you have a pilot. And this pilot knows how to drive this rocket ship. And you're in the back seat, and he takes you to the moon and he takes you back. You've had a great journey. Then there's a level of like, oh, this is resonating with me. I want to work with this type of work. This resonates. Maybe I'm not going to be a healer in my life. Maybe I'm a bridge, but still I want to understand this world deeper. So that's the moment where you got to take that pilot seat. He takes you over, and you got to shoot up your own rocket ship, and you got to do that flight yourself. And once you understand how to be in that strength, that force of divinity so close to you by yourself, and control that and be a leader and learn directly with nobody helping you, then you can only begin helping others people in any way. So that's a path of integrity and walking it, because you cannot fast track or pace someone through such experiences. You got to go to the core of your soul every single freaking day until you get it and get it and get it and get it and realize this whole game is eternal.
Eternal. It is.
Yeah.
But again, 2025, 2026, 2027, all the way up to 25-year-old Alex. These are big earth years. Studying. Big ones.
Yeah.
The understanding of frequency, vibration, resonance, manifestation, everything you're talking about is reaching another frequency that probably existed with the Atlanteans, the Lemurians, different times in our eternity. This one's happening. It's exciting. I'm 54 years old. I'll be 55 on June 21st. And there's been a lot of big awakenings throughout the history. But this is the one, bro. And the fact that you're part of it, like you were called at 15, there was no, couldn't they wait till you were 21? No, he's got to do it now. It's happening now. Your mom, your dad, boom, boom, boom. It's a big deal.
And my
dude.
brother's
And
9 years old.
Yeah, I was going to ask about your brother. My youngest is 8, Lucas, 9 years old. Your brother, has he taken ayahuasca yet? Or he's just he doesn't need to. He's still in the same energy?
He's drank like 3 times a day.
Oh, he has. But at the same time, we know that he's already there still, right? He's not polluted in the same way. So
No.
what is it like?
Oh, mega polluted. Poor kid.
You think so?
It's like oh my God. It's not about age. Like,
No?
I thought kids are pure until I saw my brother start doing ayahuasca. Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff to clean up. Heavy guy. Like dense, big,
Give it to me.
like ground, you know?
What's happening
So
with
the process of getting your kids to do ayahuasca is very crucial for the neurose parents. It's not necessarily that you have to do ayahuasca. It's just to show them a frequency of back to source. Like we say, you know, back to reality, but we say back to source. And this frequency is so healing for kids because they've been there. It's like so familiar. So they don't have to have so much struggle to return from the trip, from the dream that we're playing right now, back to the source. That process is quite painful for adults to go through because it's basically all the work I've done, all the armor I've built around my heart, around my mind. I'm so here. How will I ever get out? And that's when it starts like, oh, you have to start knock. This is not your home. Your home is beyond this form. Time to awaken to that reality. And it's hit so deep for people when they do it. So my brother, he hasn't had that yet. No matter how much ayahuasca you can give him, he's pure in some senses, but you know, he doesn't drink enough. My other brother, the 12-year-old, poor kid, shaman gave him full cup, double dose. Like, you know, they evaporate all the water out of it. So it became like thick. Like you can it barely gets out of the cup when you turn it. He drinks it. He said, the moment Alex had drank, I literally began to like fly. I was like,
oh my God.
Everything. Poor kid lying down on the ground. Who am I? What am I? I don't understand.
What?
Get me out. Like lying. And I'm like, my mom is going crazy. She's like, he's going to lose his mind right now. He literally thought that he was going to lose his mind.
Yeah.
The shaman is just playing his songs. Leave my brother alone. He's like, relax. He's all good. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Because I drank 4 cups on my one of the strongest times I did 4 cups straight. Oof. Like when you have enough of that rocket ship fuel to really get there. Oof, like, and then there's a shaman to understand that you're there, that can feel you and send in that spirit like through you with the whoosh that they do. It just, everything makes sense. Everything, perfect life. So he had that, you know, and I also had that. I had initiation from the shaman with that certain method, but it's just, you know, you go there, you learn. And the next time you're not going to drink as much because this is also rocket fuel. You know, kids, young people, young bucks go to this medicine journey and they're like, I can handle it. Give me the full. I was hanging out with this kid. I'm just like, hey, you want to do ayahuasca with me? Just, like he's from Mateus tribe, so he's indigenous as well. I was just hanging out with him. I'm like, hey, let's do ayahuasca. He's like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, just hey, come with me. So he does ayahuasca with me. You know, we had black yahe, which is the strongest ayahuasca. At least that's what the guy said. People are afraid of this stuff. Like, oh, and the shaman has 4 fingers. He's like, you want 1, 2, 3, or 4 fingers. And
Jesus Christ.
The kid comes first. He says 4. And everybody looks at him. The facilitator is like, no, we're going to lose him. He's going to go away. He drank like 3, I think. But however much you drink,
I never heard from him again.
Like,
where is this boy, Alex? Where is he?
He was all good. My point with that is that ayahuasca literally humbles you to the point where you realize that this is also like, you got to know your limits with this stuff.
Yeah.
I know so many people that drank ayahuasca, that did bufo, that did San Pedro mushrooms. And then what happened? They get so ungrounded that they forget that they're living in the physical plane. They start neglecting reality. They start thinking everything's universal through the mind again. So they go into the double ego trap of thinking that they've escaped, which is them again. Here we go again, another time to do that. And then they start doing more medicine, then get more lost. The whole point, you do your cup, you got the message, take the step. Take another step. No, don't go to the medicine, take another step. Huge change. I was the most depressed before ayahuasca, and I was the most depressed eating plant medicine every day. I was doing mambe, coca leaves, ambil, raw tobacco, rapé every day for 3 months. I was in the worst position ever. With medicine, without medicine, doesn't matter. You got to know your limits with everything in life. So this is a very, very important lesson I learned that I might still keep learning.
How do we know when they're ready? They tell us, because honestly, they forget. Like, I loved how you worded it, a double egoic thing, and they can't ground.
About what? About the grounding part? Or
should everyone be doing this? Should everyone do ayahuasca? Like you said, a lot of people lose their mind a little bit. Plant medicines, San Pedro, Wachuma, psilocybin, MDMA. So
the most important one, my mom is the king of non-codependency.
Okay.
This is why I'm very blessed with my path. My parents are super integrous. These guys, my mom is a mushroom facilitator, first of all.
Okay.
And she's still on the path for what I can tell. And what she says is like, Alex, I don't need any plant medicine. Like, that's my baseline. I don't need anything external. I don't need Netflix. I don't need a nice hotel. I don't need to look a certain way. I don't need to have people around me. Where I am is paradise. And if I have something around me, great. If I'm not, I'm equal. This is like a very deep level of spiritual actualization. Beyond that, I am always on the medicine. Yes, I understand if you're indigenous, so that's your path. Cool. Most of us are not. So most of us have to learn to live with ourselves. That's the first step. Every day I wake up, the first thing I do, sit for an hour. Just sit with the intention to focus on my breath and nothing else. That's it. And every day you get better and better. And then you do your movement practice, and then you take your cold shower to get rid of that mind that keeps talking again. Starts off, you shut that thing off. And then you can do whatever you want. You can do ayahuasca, you can do plant medicine. It's never a requirement. You really can get there. My grandma still hasn't done plant medicine. She gets that love is the answer to everything. You know? It helps.
It
helps.
You didn't meditate though before ayahuasca, right? Personally?
No.
Not even close.
No, of course not.
No, yeah, me neither. Now I do. Yeah. Your parents, they're happy? That's the wrong word. Your parents, what's up? How are they doing? She facilitates ceremonies. They play a big game.
My dad did his first ayahuasca in Colombia, in Putumayo, a very deep jungle. He was sitting in his ceremony, and all of a sudden he starts hearing that the world is going to end. Oh. That's what he starts hearing. And I was like, oh. And it says April 2025.
Oh, here we go.
3 years ago.
Okay.
April 2025, 3 years ago. Move to Madeira, Portugal. Move, and your family will be safe. Everybody will know that something will move in that time. Wow. And I was like, oh no, like again, like my dad is on another, because we just moved countries, like we freaking moved 4 times after that.
Okay.
And then we moved to Madeira, Portugal finally. And the whole idea is the spiritual evolution of a human is first we need to help ourselves, first we need to heal ourselves, and then we can help heal other people. And that starts from our family and then other people beyond our family, which is called the community. And it always starts with the community within us, family, and then external people. So we came with Madeira with a very clear perspective or mindset. Is first, we're grounding in, we're building a house. renovating actually house we bought. We're buying a retreat center up in the mountains here where people can, we're going to have a maloka. Our shaman just came. We had our first ayahuasca here as well with my brothers. So the whole intention is to build a community space where about 10 to 20 people can facilitate ayahuasca ceremonies, meditation retreats, things like that. We had a fire gathering there yesterday. So everything around understanding that you need a functional place where everybody lives in close proximity, your grandparents, yourself, and then your kids, for them to go to a democratic school system that doesn't condition them, but empower them. And then have nature all around, which is literally Madeira, Portugal, known for its most stunning hikes ever, is the ultimate place for you to be grounded with the nature. And spring, eternal spring here as the weather climate. So there's always either sunny or sometimes a little bit rainy, but always usually blue skies for the whole year round. So never snowing, but never like Africa. So you basically have the ultimate climate and weather, and it's not connected to any city. So that means if there's nuke bombs happening or whatever virus that goes on, it's a very safe place. And it's also Europe. So a lot of benefits to be on this island. And the whole point is to build a community here. So that's the plan for them right now.
April 2025, the world could have ended, still could end. There was an ending and a new beginning happening.
Of course.
And also right in line with your center looking like it's gonna open. Like you're there. The timeline is very much in line with his prophecy. 3 years ago, 2 years ago, or 3?
Absolutely.
2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. 2 years. 2, 3, whatever.
Right, close, very close though. But we are on the timeline, because what you are doing is what a lot of people attempt, and I don't know why it doesn't always work, but I feel yours has resonance, has emergence, has something that is thought through and invoked in a certain way that this is maybe never been done before this way. Interesting. And you're right there. It's happening. This is what I'm walking into when I talk to you on a Tuesday. 10 to 20 people, they come. And it's what we've all envisioned. We all want this. Of course I want this. It's just there's a lot to it. There's a lot of energy. Not even physical, but that too. But the energy that you created, everything you described, that's divine. That's been called in. You can't make this place as great as it is. It is what it is. And you're in there. Tell me some of the logistics again. You guys have huts in the trees? What did you say?
No, we have four single house, like not single houses,
four
family houses.
4 family houses.
4 family houses.
Okay.
So it's like you can fit about 4 people in each house.
Gotcha.
Which is on a huge plot of land that is like down, and then in the bottom is the Maloka. We're going to have a restaurant, and then 10 single unit houses we're going to build up on another edge. It's 6 acres of land, so a lot of work to be done. So there's just 4 houses right now.
But there are 4 houses done.
Is going to be built. We bought the land with the 4 houses on it. It's an Airbnb right now. So the transition is actually making it a functional retreat center that can be full-time cash flow generating for retreats.
What's the timeline? 3 years?
3 years.
So you're in the emergence of it now. It's happening.
So the land is bought. Yeah. All the properties have been secured. Now there's just the renovation of our house, and then that's a lot of energy, all the tiles, picking whatever, and then the project there as well.
Does your mom pick all the tiles? Do you pick the tiles? Who puts that together?
She does everything. My mom was a mega woman. She does mushroom ceremonies. So like she has a back like a purse, and then she takes out the measuring tape. She puts in the mushrooms, and she goes to her mushroom ceremony.
That's so crazy. That's so good.
She's so multidimensional. Yeah.
We are putting together our own set of angel cards, our bliss cards. So I want to ask you, Alex, do you have a word that you love, and why? I'm going to do a podcast thing right now and say, what's your favorite word and why, Alex? Let's play that game.
Yes, Mr. Dominic. Surrender, I like.
Why?
The whole point is really just surrender to this eternal flow of life. It's like never going to stop. You think you're going to die? No, it's not going to stop after that. And you're like, oh shit. Fuck. Like you're trying to wake up and you're like, surrender. Oh, I'm holding on again. And then it gets you another time and you're like, oh, and then you feel like empowered because this whole life force is actually flowing through you all the time.
Yeah, dude, that existentialism runs so deep in me. Even right now, when you said that, I was like, we're never going to die, which is amazing. But also like the paradox. Oh, that paradox. Let's talk about paradox for a second. The surrendering is such a paradox, huh? Oh, it's fun, right? This is good life. It's fun. Release the Rolex, embrace the cuckoo.
It's very hard for many people to surrender. The biggest reason is really holding on to form, really holding on to ideas, really holding on to just, I need to make this idea right. And it's like so ingrained to the core where you're like, wow, man, just relax. Take a deep, deep, deep inhale. And you just make them breathe, especially during ayahuasca. Just like... and you just help them really reconnect.
I know.
This whole point is not to hold on. Don't hold on to your mother, to your father, to your brothers, to your sisters, to your mission, even to the core of your existence. Don't hold on to that because it's just an illusionary aspect of something that you can never, ever comprehend fully. That's not for you. It's not your pay grade level.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to have a good time with your uncle tomorrow.
Oh yeah. We only talk about superficial stuff.
Good. I hope so. That's fun. We're human. I thoroughly enjoyed today, my friend.
I'm curious.
Say again.
I said, I'm curious.
I'm curious. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious. We will stay connected. We will talk again. Sound okay? Because we got, we just scratched the surface. We just scratched it. At the same time, I really feel like understanding. I feel like I understand you. I always felt like I knew you. That's different. And I'm like, I'm understanding him. It's beautiful. I really, I care about you, brother. That's it. Who knows? There's possibilities. So many possibilities. Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your, I don't even know their names. Wait a minute. What's your name? Just Alex, right? Alex Visions, Alex, where, I like the way you change it up.
I change it up because it gets a very bad rep very fast. On the past name, I don't even want to mention it because if you search that one, drug addict, psychedelic kid, whatever, I was like, oh my God. I became very famous very fast, and it did not. It was so big. Like I've never thought of it. I never thought I would get so big. But then everything went away. Like everything got deleted, shut down, and I was like, testing me. Ayahuasca gave me all my fame. Ayahuasca easily took it out. Well, actually, mushrooms took it out. Ayahuasca you can't get banned for it. Mushrooms you can. So I was out of integrity with my plant medicine use with mushrooms because I was never using mushrooms and I was about to start selling them. And all of a sudden, the moment I did, it said, no, that's out of integrity. So much that you're going to get cut out of the platform. Yeah. And that was so beautiful because I actually started finding my deeper purpose. Because when you realize content creation is not about the views, it's not about the ego getting the identification with the check or the number on the screen. It's the single individual that you help the best thing is you actually meet them in real life.
Yeah.
That's the coolest thing. They saw you and now you see them. And then you drink ayahuasca together, or you go to the jungle, or you just freaking focus on the small circle, make a community of 50 people. 50 people. You guys think about millions. So that's what changed for me.
Yeah.
I no longer care about that, like to the core.
They say that as humans, there's something about 150 people is all we're meant to take in. That's why whenever we have all this knowledge of what's happening in other countries, it's just not, It's about 150 people max. Like you said, 50. Yeah.
Best one, just yourself. Just focus inside for some time.
Okay, brother. What time is it? We going to dinner? What's for dinner? Small talk. Oh, let's end on small talk. Let's end on small talk. What's for dinner, Alex? Some fruit?
Fasting.
Oh, I love you, brother.
I cut out fruit for like 6 months of my life.
Oh, you did?
I've no sugar, no sweet input. Best decision ever. I had so much benefit. I stopped smelling. You can start sweating, you don't smell. Like sugar, if you cut out fruit, like any sweetness, any coconut, anything that has the texture of sweet, which basically makes beef starts sweet. Like, salt and beef actually taste sweet. Blood tastes sweet. When you get to that level, it's enlightenment of food.
I was going to say, wait, blood?
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff I'm gonna, of course, create, and later on the projects that we're gonna have.
Combo, man. I've never done it. I think you're supposed to facilitate. I'm coming. I think I'm coming down. I would love combo. That. I've never had that.
Of course, we can do combo.
Psilocybin, wachuma, ayahuasca. That's my holy trinity. But the combo, I've been waiting. I've been offered it. I knew it. Nope, not time. I can't wait.
That's your trinity. That's what you're going for? Wachuma?
Well, wachuma, the Bolivian San Pedro is what I facilitate. Ayahuasca is what I was always working with. And psilocybin, oh my God, I love psilocybin. It's just, woo! It's like so universal, right? Mm-hmm. Don't beat yourself up for
it's a nice trinity.
But wachuma's mine.
I like it.
You'll love it. My Bolivian wachuma.
I remember when ayahuasca told me to marry it. I was like, what the heck?
Marry it.
Oof.
Yeah. All right,
so we have spiritual marriages.
Yeah.
In our life, that we have people, especially like we pick everything. And then we were also married to different plants. At least that's what I was shown in my visions. And ayahuasca said, Alex, you need to pick me or the other medicines like psilocybin and stuff. And then the day after, the shaman literally told us the same thing. It says, you have to pick your path. You have to pick your medicine. Yeah. This is very clear. Alex, I see you're going deep in this stuff. You better pick. My mom just hosted mushroom ceremony. I was like, I'm not touching near it. Oh. I just do rape, sananga, and ayahuasca. These are my three trinity, I would say.
Okay.
And combo, but I don't. You look, whole hand combo.
You tell me, dude. You tell me what medicine. Yeah, look at that. Jesus Christ. What's wrong?
Yeah, this is about 15 ceremonies.
You're a madman.
First, I want to say a big gratitude to you. I think for holding space. Mm-hmm. Everything in terms of being a bridge, I really see how you do that. It's very special. There's a level of authenticity and for lack of better words, first time I ever used this phrase, by the way, carelessness.
Yes.
In terms of you don't care from the ego what people think. And I think that's what really people, unfortunately or fortunately, people really hate at the level of the soul, hearing people speak from just ego. I did this, I want this. Like, they really have no sense of the subtle realm that exists in every single moment of this existence. And what you have is the whole point is to come to that subtle realm, which I find is an honor to be part of this realm.
I love you, brother. We'll talk soon.